short stretches trying to work his way back into shape. Good job by McBride on the offensive boards.
Offensive board on a missed free throw for Georgia State, trailing by 6 in possession with 10:52 and counting. You know, this is a Georgia State team that is very, very good, Jack. As we look at the 3-ball rim out there by Chase, and I'll get to that story about Georgia State after PlayStation. Johnson drops it off to Chris Gadley for another 2. He's got 4.
I love Johnson, though. He gives them a different component off the bench. He really gets them in the up-tempo game, and he's terrific in the lane, draw and kick.
Lance Perique, baseline, strong move.
And Perique and Chase, they are tough matchups for your big people because they have guard skills. You got to come out and play them, and they can get by on the bounce, and they finish strong in traffic.
Lance Perique was his family devastated by Hurricane Katrina. Their home was destroyed, and they settled now in Atlanta, the home of Georgia State. But he went through some tough times with his family during that hurricane. 15-shot clock with Udio 3. Back iron. He might be pressing, knowing that he only needs 2 more, Jack, to break the record, and he wants to do it at home, and he'd love to do it on TV. Down low, Chase.
Oh, what a pass that time by Larris in transition to get it inside to Chase. And, you know, I mentioned before, Greg Johnson, I really like the component he brings to Hofstra. Look at him, he's got his head up the whole time. Little crossover move, bang. He draws that second defender, and Gadley, he's got those soft hands. Gadley doing a nice job today running the floor, changing ends, east, you know, north, south, east, west, playing with energy.
Lawrence Stokes in, replacing Chris Gadley. I was talking before about how good Georgia State is. Last year in the Colonial Athletic Association tournament, this Georgia State team lost to George Mason in overtime. If Georgia State comes out with a W, the national news of George Mason going to the Final Four would never, ever have happened.
Amazing, isn't it?
A bounce of a ball, and maybe it would have been Georgia State doing a little damage in that tournament, and George Mason maybe goes to the NIT.
Oh, they would definitely go to the NIT, but you're right. It's a fragile existence. That's why I'm grateful to be here with you every day, Paul.
Ahead of the field, poked from behind. Nice job there by Larris to slap it away from Antoine Agudio, but Hofstra will keep it. Jack, have an opportunity. Say hello to your mom.
That's right. My mom's watching back.
Yep.
Hello, Ma. I love you.
Nice move by Arminas Urbutis. First 2 of the game. Urbutis came in averaging 5.
Hofstra sticking with that zone now.
7-point advantage, which matches Hofstra's largest lead. Larris to his left was cut off. McBride with some ball fake, top of the circle, 15 on the shot clock for the Panthers from Georgia State. Stripped away, Carlos Rivera. Head up, the trailer, corner goes, Johnson, way off the mark. And the rebound pulled by Rashad Chase. Larris with a little dish to Mendez. Low block it goes to Lance Perique. Don't want to get trapped there where Mendez was. That's a tough corner.
Mendez, a very capable scorer on the perimeter, can really shoot it 14 points a game.
12 on the shot clock. Traveling violation will give the ball back to the Hofstra Pride.
That's a tough matchup for Carlos Rivera, but give him credit. He did a good job defensively, moving his feet in the post. You know, you give up space inside and size, but that doesn't mean you can't play your tail off. Quickness, and they've done a good job, Hofstra, forcing 6 Georgia State turnovers.
And Hofstra playing relatively clean with only the 2. Agudio with that quick step. All the way in the corner it goes. And then a bad pass, and Stokes has to chase it down, or it's going to be a free ball there. And it is. Georgia State, McBride, nice move, uses the window. First field goal, McBride has 3.
Top of the court. Not only have they gotten better every year in Colonial Conference play in terms of their league record, but you look at the New York metropolitan area as well. They are maybe the elite program. They've
absolutely
been most successful over the last few years in this area.
Greg Johnson, an air ball on a 3. Larris running the show. McBride trapped, gets it back outside with 7:12 left. Inside it goes to Chase. He's got very quick feet, Jack. McBride hauls down that loose ball rebound.
Chase really battles in there, and Abutis is trying to work him in there, but look at him right here going to work in here.
Look how active he is. The follow by McBride. Stokes has it. They'll push. Little crossover floater. And gets the home rim.
You're right about that. Wow. But that's his game right there. He is so good on the sideline when he's bringing the ball down the floor and just uses that window. He's got the great mid-range game.
Stokes a game high 8 right now. Came in averaging 23.2. 18 on the shot clock, 6:24 left. First half. Got a whistle by Bobby Testa. We've got a foul. And Parikh will go to the line for 2 where he shoots 7. He misses that front end. Second one rims out, and Hofstra all over the glass with Carlos Rivera, who hands to Lawrence Stokes.
Georgia State's done an awesome job this year getting to the free throw line. They've already taken 4 more than Hofstra today. They average 30 free throw attempts a game.
An unbelievable number, isn't it?
Well, they got guys that can get to the rim.
Oh, swatted away by Parikh, but are they calling that the old goaltend?
I would say so there.
Yep.
The goal is good. Scored the goal. Hofstra leads 22-13.
There's Davis Saab right there going to the basket, and Parikh trying to punch it out of there.
Mike Davis-Saab now giving some good offensive play, has 6 points, only 2 behind the game's top scorers, Lawrence Stokes. Now Hofstra picking it up defensively. The double team off the trap. Agudio fighting, last touch by the Hofstra Pride.
And Hofstra really looking to blitz the men in blue with their defensive pressure, extending half-court sequences on occasion, doubling corners in the zone and doubling the first pass, first dribble on occasion in their offense. Really being aggressive, trying to pick the pace of the game up and negate the back end of the defense where you get exposed inside.
Hofstra now sporting its largest lead of the game, 9 points. Kick ball.
And that's an example call right there. That's why they're trying to pressure and trap and scramble a lot, because they don't want Georgia State to come down and establish that inside game where they can dominate in the final 10 feet of the court. Now Dickerson checking back in for Chase.
So that means the wingspan, 7-foot wingspan, Devin Dickerson, 6'9", 260, a junior out of Richmond, Virginia. Mendez is way off the mark. Weak side rebound pulled down there by McBride, and then netting it and dropping it.
This was a concern for Tom Pecoro. He talked about it. His team's inability to rebound the ball. And Georgia State, so good doing that. And I'll tell you what, you get great three-point shooting opportunities off of missed shots, offensive rebounds. The defense is out of sorts.
Johnson, right side to Rivera. Approaching 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Conference opener for both teams. Both teams came in with a record of 3-3. Hofstra started the year 0-3, has rattled off 3 straight off the spin with Stokes, who's 5 on the shot clock. Rivera.
Devin, that's you, Devin.
Short. And Dickerson climbing above Mike Davis-Saab for the rebound.
Good opportunity here for Georgia State to climb back in and be patient again. Pound the ball inside. Use your advantage in there.
The little lefty Larris is a whole lot of trouble. 22 in Georgia State's uniforms away from the ball. We've got a foul, and it's on number 44, Kevin Lott, who checked in. Lott is a 6'7" freshman out of Peachtree City, Georgia.
Carlos Rivera was the guy that picked up the foul. And look at Larris right here. That was off the missed shot call, and that's, you know, the offensive rebound situation, and you can't account for people because you're all scrambled defensively, and you have a difficult time getting back out on the perimeter and contesting shots. I think that's the best time of all to take threes off offensive rebounds.
4.5 remaining in this first half. Greg Johnson, guarded by McBride. Rivera now to his right, dumps it down low to Mike Davis-Saab. Saab holds outside of Agudio. Been shut down so far. 7 seconds for Lawrence Stokes on the shot clock. To his left. 4 seconds. Stokes, the floater, too strong. Rebound, Johnson in the paint, and he beat the shot clock.
Greg Johnson, really impressive today. This gives his team a lift. He does all the little things.
First 2 for Johnson, sophomore out of Harlem, came in averaging 4.5 per game.
Does a great job directing his team in the open court in terms of passing, generating a lot of enthusiasm defensively on the ball as well.
Larris to the rack, and he was fouled. He'll go for